Don't do this, UCF Knights. Don't be those kind of fans. Don't turn on Scott Frost, your beloved former coach who put your football program back on the map and turned you into a national brand. Just because Frosty is back home as the head coach of the Nebraska Cornhuskers and chooses not to be a part of UCF's self-proclaimed national championship narrative, this is no reason to turn into a bunch of bitter, angry, frothing-at-the-keyboard maniacs. The reason I bring this up is because of some of the noxiously negative feedback I received after I announced Frost was going to be on our open mic radio show Thursday morning. Judging by some of the UCF crazies on social media, you would have thought I had invited Paul Feinbaum or George Zimmerman on the show instead of Frost. Sampling of some of the comments from the lunatic fringe: Scott Frost is dead to me, I'm turning off the radio and never listening to your show again, Frost is using your show to lure Orlando recruits to Nebraska, hey, Bianchi, if you have such bromance with Frosty, why don't you move to Nebraska, too, really? Seriously. Hopefully, these are just the legions of the miserable who have nothing better to do than hang out on social media and complain about how they have been wronged by, fill in the blank. I believe most UCF fans to be sane and realistic people who would not allow a couple of quotes in USA Today to ruin their relationship with the man who choreographed the greatest season in school history. The quotes in question were in a well-written article by George Schroeder of USA Today. Frost said he has no problem with UCF Athletics Director Danny White's national championship campaign, he just doesn't necessarily agree with it, I completely get behind their argument. Frost said, I do think it was almost criminal how low they kept UCF in the rankings, and I think it was intentional. But at the end of the day, the playoff system is that the national champion is the team that wins the playoff. All I'll say is if we had stayed there, I would have had a hard time getting behind it. Frost added of UCF's national championship campaign that included parades, trophies and rings, I think it was smart by them because it has kept UCF in the media and in the conversation. But you know, like our rings, I kind of wish my ring just said, undefeated season, and Peach Bowl champion. I have to admit, I was a bit disappointed Frost didn't wholeheartedly back UCF's national championship campaign like many of us have. It would have been pretty cool if the coach of Nebraska told all of his new Big Ten buddies that their bogus playoff system is nothing more than a Power 5 invitational. However, the man was asked a question and he gave his unvarnished opinion. He requested to come on our radio show Thursday not to change his opinion, but to add context to it. I don't regret saying it because, just like every question you've ever asked me, I tried to answer it honestly. Frost told me, I thought it was important for me to come on and talk to you about it and clear the air. I'm so proud of that team and I will be forever. I don't want anything that I said in an answer to USA Today to have the appearance of diminishing from what they accomplished and how grateful we are to be a part of it. I don't want anything I say to take away from those unbelievable kids and what that unbelievable team did last year. He went on to reiterate yet again that he believes last year's UCF team could have played with anybody in country and should have had an opportunity to prove it on the field. He says he will continue to advocate that the playoff system be expanded so deserving teams like UCF will get the chance to be a part of it in the future. Right now, there's a system in place that crowns a national championship, and I think it's better than when I was in college when two great teams couldn't play each other. Frost said, we've gotten the championship to 4, which I think is better, but all along going backward and going forward, I'll be an advocate to move it to 8. I think it should be 8 with 5 conference champions and 3 at-large teams. That would open up a door to a team like UCF that has a great year to get in. As far as his preference that his 2017 national champions ring just say, undefeated season and Peach Bowl champion, Frost replied, the ring shows what you accomplished and something you can be proud of for the rest of your life. With the importance I put on something like that, I just felt like our ring should say what we accomplished, and what everybody agrees we accomplished. I don't need a claim on my ring to prove that that group of kids were champions. Scott Frost and his coaching staff were champions, too. Don't ever forget that, UCF fans. Don't ever forget that Frost is the main reason you have those rings and trophies and banners in the first place. He's the main reason you have that magical perfect season and all the lifetime memories that come with it. He's the coach who gave Shaquem Griffin the chance to play. He's the coach who Mackenzie Milton followed all the way from Hawaii just so he could play at UCF. He's a coach who left your program a hell of a lot better off than the way he found it. Any UCF fan who allows a couple of quotes in USA Today to poison their feelings towards Scott Frost needs to re-examine what exactly it means to be a UCF fan. Email me at mbianchi@orlandosentinel.com. Hit me up on Twitter at @BianchiWrites and listen to my open mic radio show every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. on FM 96.9 and AM 740.